السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. When we speak about Jerusalem, Al-Quds, Palestine, we need to remember that we have a 100-year occupation. It is not 70 years, it's not 50 years. It is not only a few weeks since Trump uttered his statement relative to the movement of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. To be precise, December 12, 1917, Great Britain, which is no longer great, occupied Jerusalem and took it over from the last Muslim ruling power in Jerusalem, the Ottomans, who have ruled over Palestine, who have set up educational institutions, who have set up waqfs, who renovated the walls of Jerusalem and Al-Aqsa Mosque, and from that point on, Jerusalem was an occupied city. This passed through many conferences, the San Remo Conference, the League of Nations, all the way to the United Nations Resolution 181 of 1947. Resolution 181 said that Jerusalem should be a separate city to be ruled as part of an international structure. Now, for me, as a Palestinian, that is a problem because it strips the Palestinians of their right to their city. Jerusalem is not a city for the United Nations only to deal with. It's the center and the heart of the Palestinian social, political, economic, and religious life, as well as much of the Muslim world. This continues to the 1967 occupation of Jerusalem. Now, for those who don't know, in 1968, Al-Aqsa Mosque was burned. And as a result of the burning of Al-Aqsa Mosque, a major organization was born. The Organization of Islamic Conference was born directly to address Al-Aqsa Mosque. So when we see the OIC meeting, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and their meeting for Jerusalem, we need to praise them, we need to pressure them, we need to tell them that this was the cause of the founding of the organization to defend Jerusalem and bring it back to the fold of the Muslim world. Now we need to say that the steps that were taken by the OIC in the aftermath of Trump's declaration, and I know we have a president that only knows policies by tweet, and I don't think he have read anything about Jerusalem, so he is excused for that. But he departed from 50 years of recognition that Jerusalem is an occupied city. For us, we say Jerusalem is the capital of Palestine, and don't ever forget this. Jerusalem is the occupied capital of Palestine. The fact that time passes does not change this. The fact that we're occupied does not change this. The fact that they expel Palestinians does not change this. The fact that we face ethnic cleansing does not change this, because principle and fact is not changed because of the circumstances. And I need you to be doubly active, to engage more in the work. History will be determined that you were on the right side of history. We say the arc of history tells toward justice, but it's very long. Palestinians have been at it for 100 years. And I know there's some murmuring in the Middle East, which I don't agree or accept the fact the Middle East, because we're in the middle of nowhere. The Middle East is in relations to Europe, and we have a fact of how we define ourselves. But let me say, there is murmuring in the region that are trying to stoke conflicts among the Arab and Muslim world countries. There are all types of machinations that are taking place. Let me say the following. If you have a clear head on your mind, anyone that stokes tension between brothers and sisters, between different trends of Islam, between different ethnic and tribal groups, know for a fact that this is the same type of okey-doke that colonialism has brought to us and continue to act upon it. You need to smart up and understand that this is not the game that we play. You need to be very clear when you're being asked to attack someone else while leaving settler colonialism intact. That means somebody is trying to sell you a rotten deal. So, for us in here in this country, you have a lot of work to do. I work with American Muslims for Palestine. We want you to link up with us because we have a full agenda for the work for Palestine and Jerusalem. Make sure to actually engage. Silence does not change history. Active people do. We never read in a history book, mashallah, somebody was silenced for 60 years. We read in history, so-and-so spoke truth to power, and that's how change history. We change history because we spoke truth to power. Our own Quran is the red Quran, Iqra. It says to you to read. Our own hadith, is that what is spoken. So I want you to be people that read, that speak, and challenge power wherever it exists. Palestine needs people like you. Palestine needs people like you that also link with people across the world. Let me conclude with the following. The United Nations had 2 votes. The first vote was about self-determination for the Palestinians. 176 countries voted yes for Palestine. Only 6 countries voted no. And only 2 countries of magnitude, US and Canada. The other 4 countries you can't even spot on the map. Meaning the rest of the world is with you. Trump represents the minority. Netanyahu represents the minority. Go out and actually represent the majority. The second vote had 128 countries voting to condemn US vote or US decision on Jerusalem. That is representing the majority. Only 9 countries voted in support of Trump. Don't forget this. You represent the majority, even though that we might be in this country as a minority. The majority and the minority is only a matter of mental map. If you think it, you could actualize it. You are the majority of the world, and don't let any Zionist or any right-wing or alt-right or Trump with his golden hair tell you otherwise. You are the majority and act like it. Lastly, I know my time is saying time's up. We cannot make effective change without embracing the PDS, boycott, divestment, and sanction. You make your dollar in your pocket. Make your money be a moral, ethical money. Purchase goods that do not support occupation. Purchase goods that do not support apartheid. Purchase goods that actually make a moral statement, both in this country and across the Muslim world. I am urging the OIC to embrace the PDS movement, to say that Israeli products that are living on the back of the occupation are not welcome in the 55 majority Muslim states. We are the majority, and we should act it, and we should embrace BDS in order to change the effective balance of power. This is what we need to do, and it's doable. Palestine is free. It's only a matter of actualizing what is already exists. It's only a temporary condition. Free Palestine. We will pray in Al-Aqsa, if it's not today, in the future. Assalamu alaikum.